Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh, as you would say in the Sikh faith. I feel very privileged, but yet humbled to be invited here today to speak to you guys with the work that we're doing. From what we've heard today, I think the message is a universal message, because I hear the same kind of, when I go to the Gurdwara, we hear the same scriptures, the same message, and ultimately, for us, the message is love. It's a message of love. So, Guru Nanak Dev Ji has taught us that if you can't recognize your neighbor for who your neighbor is, then forget that God. We founded this organization in 2008 when we realized that there's a problem in Southwold, and I'm sure that it's not only Southwold that the problem is with. The problem we realized was that there's a massive drug issue within our community and nobody's really addressing it. So we decided, 5 of us, to get together and address this issue in the way we thought was the best way, which was to set up a youth group and a youth club. And the whole group that we set up was to attract the youngsters between the ages of 12 to 17 and to educate them about the dangers of drugs that we are facing on the streets today. So we progressed from setting up a youth group, educating the youth about the dangers of alcohol and drugs and crime. We are a multicultural progressive charity. We focus mainly on crime diversion, homeless prevention, and we are constantly thinking and always open to opportunities of launching new projects. So we started off with a youth project. We then moved on to a mixed martial arts project, which we run 3 days a week. And the latest project that we're doing is homelessness in Southall, which I'm sure many of you may have heard about. Okay, we have a vision where every person we meet knows they are loved and valued, live safely with respect, faith, hope and care for themselves and others, achieving their full potential and positively contributing to and transforming their communities. Okay, this is now, I'm going to talk about, we're going to go on to the homeless project that we're dealing with at the moment in Southall. So, currently we're working, the slides that you can see now are slightly outdated, they're from last year. Since last year, lots happened in Southall. So I'll start off with just, these are the partners that we work with, so these are some of the people that we're working with in Southall at the moment, and these include people like Ealing Dyers, they're a drug agency, DAP, they're another drug agency, St Mungo's, they're a homeless charity, London Immigration Advice and Appeal Services, British Airways Sikh Society, a forgotten community. And the forgotten community are basically people from Southall that are living rough on the streets. And what I'll do is I'm going to put this down now, and I'm just going to talk to you about this, and we'll just leave that slide up there for now. Basically, in 2009, we were known in Southall as a youth charity. And one of the drug agencies, they called us up and they said, we've got an issue with a homeless person that's presented himself to us. So we said, fine, we can come and see him. We're not a professional homeless charity, but we will see if we can help him. So when we went there, I looked at this person and he was a reflection of my grandfather when I saw him. And I thought, we've got to do something about this one person who's presented himself as homeless. So what we did, 5 of us, we got together, we put some money in the pot, we got him a house, we found him some work, and we made sure we looked after his welfare. Problem is, it's not really a problem, but what happened within the next 5 days was kind of unprecedented for what we've seen on the streets of Southall. Because he realised there's actually an organisation that's taken him under their wing and they're looking after me, he then introduced us to 5 of his friends, and they introduced us to 10 of their friends, and they introduced us, it just went on. So within the 7-day period, we were presented with over 100 homeless people from Southall. You've got to remember, nobody actually knew about these people, that they were living homeless in Southall. The reason is, Punjabis are very, very proud people. The last thing they want is for people to know that they're homeless. If they've got £2 in their pocket, they'll go to the barbers and have a haircut and a shave, rather than go and spend it on something else because of the proudness behind them. So we were kind of dealing with an epidemic, and we thought, how are we going to look after these people? So what we decided to do was we decided to go out every day, and we decided to collect clothes from our friends and our family, and we were distributing clothes every night to these people, and they were relying on us for new clothes, because when we met them it was cold, it was snowing, and it was wet, and it was damp, and it wasn't a very nice situation that they were in. So the second year we borrowed somebody's van. So the first year we were working from the boots of our cars. The second year we borrowed a van, and we were working from a van every night. And the third year, God blessed us with our own van. So since 2009, we help and support these people in any way, shape or form we can. We guide them. See, homelessness, when somebody presents themselves as a homeless person to you, and you see them and they're drunk and possibly they may be on some drugs, the first thing you do is you think, it's a self-inflicted problem, no one's forcing them to take drugs. But until you actually sit with this person and you relate to him, you talk to him, you find out what's happened, you'll only realise what homelessness is about. I was one of those people. When I saw these people, I said, look, nobody's forcing you to take drugs. He said to me, come and spend one night with me out, and then we'll see how you survive. When I sat there, I was looking at my clock. I thought, I need to get to my bed. I can't survive this. He said, now, this is the point where I decided to take some heroin, to numb my body so I can sleep throughout the whole night. So I went home that night and I couldn't sleep. And the only message that was coming into my head was a message of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, which he's taught us, love your neighbour, help everybody. 10% of, minimum 10% of either your wages or your time should be devoted to helping others. So in 2011, the Evening Standard featured our work front page with a 5-page spread throughout the whole paper, which we received lots and lots of attention through. Awareness, I should say. We were featured very recently on the BBC, Sky, all the major tabloids have covered us. So I believe that this is a blessing from God, and I believe that without the blessings of God we would not be where we are today. So I'm just here just to give you a message of that. We are a charity which started, we started off as a youth organisation, but we've ended up as a humanitarian organisation, and we've got Sikh in our name, not because we are a Sikh organisation. No, we've got Sikh in our name because we represent the ethos of Guru Nanak Dev Ji and what he's taught us. So he's taught us to love your neighbour, so that's exactly what we're trying to do. Our youth club is very diverse. We've got every single faith in there. We don't preach religion in our youth club, but what we do is, when it's Eid, the Muslim child will get up and he'll do a speech about Eid, and when it's Christmas, the Christian will get up and he'll talk about, and that's where it ends. We just make sure that we teach them not to take drugs, the dangers of drugs, the dangers of alcohol,